the governor's way of omnipotent, what he could do is, he could make it that as the guy is smashing the land, destroying it, what happens? He hits oil. Now, all three people have now fit into this omnipotent governor's plan, because they all now have increased the wealth of his town. But bachelor number 1 and 2 get reward for it, because they did it in a system that they chose to do that. Person number 3, because their plan was to go against it, but the omnipotent source was able to move it that it gets to his goals, doesn't mean he participated in that. His free will is to do the opposite. So the answer to your question is a lot of different levels. But one level is that God could bring the things in many, many systems. That's one way I gave you an example. Or even if Esav sells out, that it could be this way. It's like if you play chess. If you play chess against the computer, so the computer is good enough that every move you make has every amount of responses to still win the game. God has infinite amount. So whatever you do, the response always going to be, the hashgacha that's going to be, is still going to get the world where God wants it to go. But you still have free will. He can still make it that you have free will, you've done what you want to do, but he still gets to where he wants to go in one analogy or other. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. One more, yeah.
If Yitzchak had prophecy, are we forced to say that he knew that all of this was going to unfold this way, or was his prophecy in some way defective?
Okay.
It's sort of a limited prophecy, so to speak.
Okay, that's a good question. Great question. Prophecy means that when God communicates certain things with you, then you know those things. It doesn't mean you know everything. So, but what was bizarre to us was that an insightful person and a prophet would be so in the dark. The answer we said was he wasn't in the dark. He really knew very, very well. But there was a certain aspect that was hidden from him, and the Zohar says it was hidden from him on purpose. That God wanted to put him through a test also. Because Isaac went through a very big test himself. Because in the end, Isaac would say, I don't want to give the blessing to Jacob, because he should earn it. That was his philosophy. Esav needs help. I'll help him out. But I'm going to give Jacob help? No, he should earn it himself. It's better. And that was his philosophy in life. And God made it that Isaac went through a big test himself. That he had to now go and say that, you know what? God wants it to be this way. I don't understand. But God wants a blessing to give Jacob some help. I'll do that also. So the answer is that God hid a certain amount of this knowledge from Isaac to let it unfold in this way. And then once it played out that way, then Isaac had to use it, go with it also. But he hid it from him until that later point. Because he wanted it to come into a test for Isaac. Nia had a hand. Nia, you have a question?
No.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what my question is here, but I'm just, with Rachel and Leah, if Yaakov really, if his planned soulmate was supposed to be Rachel, which called maybe his then primary soulmate, yet she's not the one that got, she wasn't really the eternal soulmate in terms of being buried next to him in the cave of Machpelah. What is it trying to say something about Leah, or what Leah represented in terms of Esav's soulmate? I'm not sure as if there's something there.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. But again, but even though I said it in this way, I have to realize in the end, Leah and Rachel are the Jewish people from Leah and Rachel. So Leah is it's not like it's a de facto in the sense that now that's the reality. Leah is who she is. But Leah and Rachel represent different concepts. And that's why Leah, in her marriage to Yaakov, is buried in Maras Machpelah, while Rachel's job was to be buried in the open space, because each Rachel and Leah had a different job even in this world. And Rachel Rachel has to do with how the world should look. Which is why Yaakov wanted to marry Rachel. He wanted his kids to look a certain way. And we're going to talk about one of those sessions we do. Leah is a certain more hidden world also. she's therefore buried in Mas Machpelah with Yaakov hidden away. But they're both connected, but you're right, there's a certain aspect of the connection to Leah that over the way Leah presents that's different than Rachel and does play out in where they're each buried. Yes, but it's a longer thing. We're going to deal with it a little bit in one of the these 2 more sessions we have. Yeah. Okay. Any last questions? Okay. Thank you all.